Ashfaq Ahmad Khan and you are watching my channel Khan Tech. Welcome to Khan Tech. In this video I am going to take session 2. In the session 1 we have discussed fundamentals of database. What is the data? Data refers to the collection of facts and figures. When processing is performed on the data, it gets transformed into information, meaningful information. Meaningful information is called data. A database is an organized collection of data. What is DBMS? Database Management System is a software package with computer programs that controls the creation, maintenance and use of a database. What is a flat file? Data is stored in a single table. It is called flat file. What is a relational database management system? Data is stored in multiple tables and tables are linked using a common field. It is called RDBMS. What are database servers? Database server are dedicated computers that are actually database and run only the DBMS software. That is a server. We can access through command line using SQL or GUI tools referred to as front ends. Advantage is data redundancy. You can prevent duplicate values, sharing of data, data integrity, correct and consistent, that is and data security. You can give the username and password so that the unauthorized users can prevent. Privacy of data, backup recovery of the data, data consistency. These are the advantages of database. What is a primary key? Unique field is called a primary key. A primary key is a unique value that is identifies a row in a table. Primary key are also indexed in the database, making it faster for the database to search for a record. When primary key is applied one or more columns, then it is called composite primary key. We have seen in the last session, that is, we have discussed two tables. One is client table, the other one is sales table. What is foreign key? The referred field client ID which occurs in the sales table is called foreign key. The key which is pointing to the parent table is called foreign key. Now let's begin this session now. Session 2, create and edit tables using Wizards and SQL Commands. A data in a relational database management system is organized in the form of tables. Tables, how will the data stored? In the form of rows and columns. Now you will quickly recap what you learned in the last session and assimilate more concept. RDBMS. A relational database is a collection of set of multiple data sets organized by tables. Tables, record and columns. Relational database establish a well-defined relationship between database tables. Tables communicate and share information which facilitate the searchability, visualization and reporting. Data is stored in the form of tables in RDBMS. In the tables, the data is how it will be stored in the form of rows and columns. A table is like vertical rows, horizontal columns. A relational database are a structured query language, which is a standard user application that provide an easy programming interface for database interaction. If you want to communicate with the database, you have to use the one language that is called SQL language. Through this language you can retrieve the data, you can communicate with the database tables. Next, database objects. What are database objects? Database objects. Database, in this session we will discuss only one database object, that is table. And the other database objects are forms, queries, reports. These are the database objects: tables, forms, queries, reports. In this session we will discuss table. Tables are nothing but the data which are entered in the rows and columns, whereas in the case of other database object forms, form is nothing but the user can interact with the and fill the form. Queries are to retrieve a data, user will give a query using SQL language, that is queries. If you want, suppose a user want all the records of a students, or if you want some records, then he can get it by the queries. Reports are the summarized form of the data. A table is a set of data elements, values, that is organized using a model of vertical columns and horizontal rows. Vertical columns and horizontal rows. In a table, data is stored vertical columns and horizontal rows. A table has a defined number of columns and can have any number of rows. Each row is identified by the values appearing in the particular column, identifies as unique key index or the key index. Each row is identified by the values appearing in the particular column, identified as unique key index or key field. Next one is column or field or attribute. Column or field or attribute. You have to remember these three names for the column. A column is a set of data values or of a particular simple type, one for each row of a table. A column provides the structure according to which the rows are composed. For example, column first name, column last name, or field in a row. Suppose this is one row, this is first name, and one more row, that is last name. These are names are filled in a row. Rows are records or tuples. A row is also called record or tuple, represent a single data item in a table. A single data item is a record or tuple. In simple terms, database tables can be visualized as consisting of rows and columns or fields. You can call it as field or rows and columns. In a table represent a set of related data, and every row in a table has a same structure. Next creating a database using OpenOffice. Creating a database using OpenOffice. There are variety of DBMS or RDBMS available. In this exercise, you will learn about OpenOffice base and open source RDBMS. It is an open source that is freely available on the. You can download it from the net. To open OpenOffice, click the Start Programs OpenOffice, or if it is a shortcut in your desktop, then you can click it. Double click on the shortcut. Then click on Database. Select the option Database to open the base application. You can also directly open the OpenOffice base application by doing the following. Click Start Programs OpenOffice org OpenOffice base. You should be guided through the database wizards for creating a database. Wizards are the step-by-step process to create a database. This is a GUI interface. You need to just click on, read and click on. You will see a dialog box similar to the one displayed below. Like this, if you click on create a database, select a database, the first interface you will look like this: create a new database or open an existing database. You can create a new database by selecting the option create new database. You can also open an existing database file that you have already created by selecting the OpenOffice. An existing database file just look like this. Click on next, select, and you have to select the options. Do you want to need visa to register the database in OpenOffice? Yes. Then click on finish button. The save dialog box appears as shown below. Specify the name for the database in the field name. Field and click save. Give the name for the database and click on save button. A window similar to the one displayed below. Click on finish button. Specify a name for a database in the file field and click save. A window similar to the one displayed below. If you want to open this, first you have to install the JRE. Otherwise the OpenOffice software will not open the database. It will give an error, that is OpenOffice requires Java runtime environment to run to open the database. You have to install successfully the JRE in your laptop or in your desktop. Then you have to open the database. Then you can create a database. First step is create a table using table wizard. There are two ways of creating a table in OpenOffice. One is create a table in design mode, design view. Second one is use wizard to create a table. A table is a basic building block of a database. You can store the data in the database in the form of tables. In the previous exercise, you have learned how to create a table database object in OpenOffice. In this exercise, you will learn how to create a table in a database. There are different ways to create a table. In this, there are two ways. Two ways are given in this version. Create a table in design view. Use the wizard to create a table. Let me open the OpenOffice base. Double click on the icon OpenOffice. If you want to create a table, then you have to click on database. Now welcome to the OpenOffice base database wizard. Select a database or create a new database or open an existing database. If you already created a database in your system or laptop, then you have to choose a open existing database. Otherwise, when you are creating first time, you have to click this option. By default, it is create a new database and click on next. Do you want wizard to register a database in OpenOffice? Yes. After the database file has been saved, do you want to open the database for editing? Yes, check mark this. Click on finish. Now it will ask the database name. Here I am giving the database name as stationery shop. That is, I am going to creating a database for the stationery shop. I am going to create a table, that is database, and click on save. You can give the any name. This will open. Now you can see here the database objects, that is tables, queries, forms, reports. These are database objects. In the task view, you can select create a table in design view. Use wizard to create a table. There are two modes of creating a table in OpenOffice. If you install JRE successfully, then only you can see this interface. Otherwise, you will not see this interface. You will get an error. That is, JRE Java runtime environment is required to run the OpenOffice base. First, you must install the JRE. You can see on the top of the database name in the title bar. In the title bar, the name will be displayed. The name of the database is stationery shop .odb. ODB stands for Open Database. you will get the question like this: what are the database objects? Then you have to tell tables, queries, forms, reports. These are the building blocks of database objects, that is tables, queries, forms, reports. Queries is for retrieving the data. If you select queries, create query, use wizard to create query in SQL. If you select forms, then you will get the create a forms design view, use wizard to create a form. Reports, to create a report, then you have to click this. We will see one by one. In this session we are discussing only the first database object, tables, and then later in the next videos we will discuss these database objects. In this section we will discuss tables. We will discuss data types, then we will come to the practical. Using wizard to create a table can be created using the predefined steps and table structure in base. The following are the steps to create a table. Click on table, use wizard to create table in the window shown below. Click the select field, choose category. Select the tables in the picture given below. Business, category, customer, table has been chosen. Click on next button. Category is business and the table fields. You have to select these fields and click on this button to select the field. Select the field as per the requirement and select on this button to add the predefined columns, or select this button to remove the field from a selected field box. After selecting the field, click on next button. These are predefined fields are there. You can just select and click on this button to select these fields and click on next to move on to the next window. Once the fields will be selected, the window to set the data types will open. By default, all the fields will have the text varchar data types. Here data types of all this is varchar, that is character type data types, which can be and other properties with the default values, but all of them can be selected as per the requirement. Varchar will select only the character. After selecting all the fields, then you click on next. Here we have to select the field type, that is varchar. It is a data type. What is a data type? Data types are used to identify which type of data, that is values, we are going to store in the database. If you select company name, the data type of the field is character type. In that we are going to store the characters, that is called data types. We will discuss in the coming slides. All the data types of will become discuss character data types, numeric data types. After setting the properties of the field such as field name, type, etc., the window to set the primary key will open. If you select all the fields, then the last is the primary key. OpenOffice Base automatically adds the column to be set as primary key. By default, it will take primary key, which helps the user to enter the unique values and helps in increasing and helps in creating the relationship with the other tables to extract the data from multiple tables. Primary key is a unique key, unique values which is connected with the which is referred to the other tables. Primary key which will help the user to enter unique values and helps in creating the relationship with the other tables to extract the data from multiple tables. After setting the primary key, click on next button. We will do practically. When the primary key will be set, then the window to rename the table will open. A user can either go ahead with the same table name, or can be change it. In the same window option, to work with the other tables will be given. Do you want to be next? Insert data immediately, modify table design, create form based on this table. Then you have to choose one option. To open insert data immediately will be selected by default. Click to finish the insert data in the table. These are the steps 1, 2, 3, 4 steps to create a table using Table Wizard. First, select the fields, set types and format, that is the data types of the fields, that is character or numeric or alphanumeric. We have to specify. And third step is set the primary key. Fourth step is create table. And last step is click on finish. Let's go to the OpenOffice Base and select the create table using design view. This window will opens. That is the name of the database is already selected, stationery shop. Give the field name. Field names are here. I will give field names items, text varchar, then give the next price, if you want to change you can change by clicking on this data types, field type. Okay, varchar is fine here. Price is numerical data. Price is, we have to give the numerical value. Not character, varchar, not text. Price is a integer. You have to select integer. Data type of this field, price, is integer. Next field name, item price, color, varchar. Okay. Next field is vendor. Okay, this is character type. Data type is character. Okay, and you have to give here the length. How many for each field? You can select each field and you can increase and decrease the character of the length of the field. Suppose the field items, I want to increase the field length, you can increase here. Instead of 50, then you can give 80. Okay, then you can set like this. Price, color. Here also you can, vendor also you can increase the length of field. These are field properties. Click on this index design. Before you can edit the index of table, you have to save it. Yes. What is the name of the table? You can give any name. In the database, name of the database is stationery shop. You can give the table name as items. Click on OK. After saving this table, then you can select if you want a unique index to be created by that. Then you have to choose this option, unique. It will create an index. And you can select the index field. Which field do you want to be indexed? Select item or price or otherwise it will create it on its own if you don't specify any field. Select one field per index. Or create one more. Right click on it and insert one row. Create one more field and number of item, that is, and select the data type as integer and select this and click on this index design Do you want to edit? Yes. I want to give the unique index to the number of items. Select this number of item field and click on index design. Click on yes. If you don't want this column, if you want to delete the one column field, then right click on it, select the column, right click, if you want to delete one column, right click on it and select delete. In this way you can delete columns. And if you want to save, click on this save button, or shortcut key is Ctrl S. Close this. Do you want to, table has been changed, do you want to save? Yes. It will save and exit. Next method is create table using wizard. OpenOffice requires a Java runtime environment to perform this task. However, use GRE has been disabled. Do you want to enable? Yes. Now enter the data in the table of stationery shop item. Pencil 10 rupees, color black, under Apsara. In the stationery shop database, I have entered some data like pencil, price, color, vendor. I have entered these records in a stationery shop database. Stationery shop table, in the items table of stationery shop. Create one more table in the design view, design mode. Customer, or else we will take one database as a customer and we will insert in that records. Okay, I will close this. Next we will see one more. We will create one more database like this stationery shop. We will create some more databases. I will take it now. We have created one table in a table design. We will create now using wizard. Now select the field. Here you will see wizards help you to create a table for your database after selecting a table category and a simple table. Choose the field you want to include in your table. You can include fields from more than one sample table. Here there are two categories. One is business category, one is personal. If you select personal, the fields are like this: account ID, account name, account type, account number, account type ID, description, note. If you select business table, the fields are assist ID, assist, catalog ID, barcode number, comments, like this. In the samples table, you can select, suppose there are different types of tables here predefined tables. You have to select. Suppose I am selecting employee, and these are the fields you have to select. Department ID, employee ID, employee number, first name, phone number, salary, okay. These are the fields I want to select. Okay, click on finish. Department ID, employee ID. Now employee software engineer, enter some phone number, enter the salary. Like this you can enter some. I have entered some data: department ID, employee ID, employee number, first name, phone number, salary. Click on save button. A table is created by the name employee. We will create one more table using wizard. Select the categories as customer table. I want to create a customer table. Customer ID. I want to select the fields. Customer name and city, mobile number. I want to take these 4 fields as in my table. Click on enter customer ID, first name, enter the data like this. Customer ID, customer name, and click on save this button. Like this, you can take one more example by creating in a table in a design view. We will close and we will take one database. Click on open office. We will select one new database. Click on database and create one new database. Click on next. Click on finish. And give the name of the databases. Here in your assessment or project, given some 2 or 3 tables, databases to create. One is create a database for school library, and one more is create a database for maintaining a song collection. Now we are creating a database for a song collection. Give the name as song collection. Click on save button. Click on finish. This database will be created by the name song collection.odb. Now we will create a table using wizard or we will create now we will create by design. In design mode we will create a database. Field names are artist, where char2 or select that. I will take text only. Okay, and artist, then movie. Next field is movie. This is also data type is varchar text, and year of release. Next field is year of release. Year of release is text field. You will select integer here. We will add one more. One more field, that is number. Text is integer, data type is integer. Auto value, click on yes. And click on save button. And give the name to the table. I am giving song. Song call. Okay, click on OK button and you can exit. We want to say yes. Now the number you can see auto fill. It will automatically takes the next number. It will take by its own. Artist, you can enter the fields like this. If you select the next field, automatically the number will be taken. Auto fill. This number will the number is filling. It will automatically fill because we have selected the auto fill option. Like this you can enter the artist name, movie, year of release, then click on save. Then exit, or else you can minimize. And one more is we'll create a database for school library. You close this, save the project, select a database, create a new database, click on next, and click on finish. It will ask give the name for a new database. We are creating a database for school library. Create a table. I want to create a database for a school library. Here you will not find any such by default in the default tables, default fields. You will not get the fields as you required. So you have to create your fields. So just click on next button by selecting any one or two. At least you have to select one field so that we can move on to the next button. Click on next button, then here you can create your own fields by selecting this plus button. Field name. First, what do you want to give the first field in the school library? Library will contains books, so you have to design a table in such a way that book title, and select the data type. It may be text, varchar, and entry required, yes. Okay, click on next, set primary key. You can select auto value. By checking this, you can select the automatically it will take the automatically value, or use the existing field as a primary key. You can select any one, or you can select field name, then you have to select, then you can select field name just like I am selecting here barcode. Barcode is nothing but it is just number, so that you can assume this is as a book number, or else you can select automatically add a primary key. Go back and click on plus button. One more field, that is book title we have added. Next we will add cost. Cost means this is a number. So you have to select the data type, number, entry doesn't require. Okay, then click on next field. Availability, character, entry required, yes. Click on next or click on finish. Click on finish. Book ID is automatically generated. If you don't want this barcode number, we don't require this number, so right click on it, hide column. Some error has occurred, so once again we will create a table using wizard. We will select on this barcode and click on this, select and click on next. After selecting, you can edit this barcode number. I don't want this barcode number should be displayed on my table. You can edit from here on only. You can give the number fields, book title from starting from here. Book title. It is a varchar. Entry requires yes. And click on this plus button. And field is the next field is cost. This is a number, integer. You can select the number, numeric value. No, entry doesn't require. Okay, you can select next field. Provider availability. Field varchar. Entry requires yes. Click on finish. Give the entries here in the table. 101 is the ID and the book title is I want to IT book. Cost is $455. Available. When you click on this next next record, maths, available, next record, science, not available, next record, math science 104, social, price, available. next card 105, English, these are the fields to create a school library. These are the tables for school library database. Enter these fields and click on save button. Click on close. Here the table name, if you want to change, right click and click on rename. Library. Click on OK. Okay. Table name is library. In the database, school library. In this way you can create a tables and you can create a database. We have created database like school library and maintaining a song collection, and one more is stationery shop. These are the activities given in the at the last of your page. I have created that. Then move on to the our document. This is use the wizard to create a table. We have created by using wizard and by using design view. Select the field. If you want to select the field, then click on this button to add the predefined columns, or select this to remove the field from the selected field. After selection, click on next button. We have seen the practically by creating a table by using wizard. Then this is a set primary key. You can select automatically. We have created like this only. When the primary key will be set, then window will remain. Rename the table will open. As user, either go ahead with the same table or you can change it. We can give the name, or we can later on we can change the table name. Creating a table using design view. This also we have seen practically. We have to enter the field name and field type. Description is optional. Specify the field name and data types of the field to be created by selecting the appropriate type of available under the field type drop down list. Field type you have to select from the drop down list. Specify the name and the data types for each field. For example, the table contains name field and the data type of the name text varchar. You can specify the length of the field. Field name is name, type is varchar, length we can increase or decrease this length. If you want to increase, you can increase. And roll number, tiny, data type, date of birth, date, and class, phone number, email, color, location. we have created the tables of stationery shops, school library and song collection. And if you want like this, the same way you can create this table by using the wizard, by selecting the fields roll number, name, date of birth, class, like this. And click on save. It will ask the table name, give the table name, a dialog box will appear. Primary key, if you have to click yes, it will create primary key. Option to set primary key. You ask to set a primary key for the table you just created. You can select the appropriate option to set the primary key, or leave the table without primary key. If you click yes, the application will set the primary key for the field created automatically. Now we will take one more example. By using wizard, we will create one table like this only. Select any field, just go ahead and to the next level, and you can change it from here. We will give the field name. First one is the roll number. Roll number is the integer. Auto value yes, you can select it auto value yes. And next, click on plus button and give the next field roll number, date of birth, DOB is a numeric value. Entry requires yes, and click on next field. Next field is class, varchar character type, entry required, select yes. And next card is class, then phone number, is a number, decimal, it is a number, field type number, entry required yes. Click on plus button and select one more field, email data type is varchar, field requires yes, and click on plus button. Next field is color, text, data type text, and entry requires okay. Click on plus button, take one more field, location, field requires yes. Click on next button, then I will select use existing field as a primary key. Select in the fields, you have to select one field so that the primary key will apply on the field. I will select roll number. I want roll number as a primary key. Click on next, create table. It will ask the table name. I will give the table name as student. Then click on finish. Like this you can enter now roll number 101, date of birth, enter some enter the fields. You can increase this field length by clicking like this. Just select and drag and drop to increase the field. Enter the next record 1 or 2. Enter some random numbers and enter some random email ID. Like this you can enter some record. Like this enter the records. And click on save button. And click on close this button. In this way you can create the table of student like this. Okay, we have seen by creating like this table. This table we have created just now. This table we have created student table, we have created library, we have created database. In that database we have created the school library information, and we have created a database for song collection. We have created for a database for stationery shop. So we have seen so many examples of creating a database, how to create a database by design view and by wizard. And we have seen this setting a primary key. Now we will discuss data types. Data types are used to identify which type of data, that is values, we are going to store in a database. Fields themselves can be different types of depending on the data they contain. Data types in OpenOffice base are broadly classified into 5 categories. They are numeric data types and alphanumeric, numeric data types, alphanumeric data types, binary data types, date data types, date and time, and other variable data types. Numeric data types are used for describing numeric values for the field they use in the table of a database. Numeric data types in a database can be used for storing information such as mobile number, roll number, door number, year of admission. Like this you can store false statement, statistical values. For all this you have to select the data type as numeric data type when selecting a field data type. Different types of numeric data types are, this is a important question, you have to remember all this. What is numeric data types? Boolean, that is yes or no. Description values 0 or 1, it will take 0 or 1. Tiny int, that is data type of tiny integer. Next is small int. Small int means small integer. Small integer takes the values minus 2000 power of 15 to plus 2000 power of 15 minus 1. That is, small integer will take the values that is to the power of 2 power of 15 minus 1. That is, it will take 32,767. 32,767. You have to multiply 2 to the power of 15. 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, like that. You have to multiply 15 times minus 1. That is minus 32,766 to plus 32,766. These are plus or minus values. Here 32,766 to plus 32,766. That many range you can enter in the small integer. Small integer minus 2 power 31 to plus 2 power 31 minus 1. Big integer range between minus 2 power 63 to plus 2 power 63 minus 1. Number maximum up to e power 231 plus or minus 2 power 31. Up to that much of value you can enter in the numeric data type field. Decimal maximum precision of this is exponential 231. Real number minus 2000 minus 2 power minus 1074 to 2 minus 2 minus 52 into multiplied by 2 power 1023. You can enter this many range of in a real data types field. Floating data types minus 2 power 1074 to 2 minus 2 power minus 52 multiplied by 2 power 1023. Up to this range we can enter in the float data type range. Whereas double 2 power 1074 minus 2 minus 2 minus 52 multiplied by 2 power 1023. These are the range. We can enter up to that many range of values in a field. What are these numeric data types? You have to remember this. What are numeric data types? You have to remember. Otherwise, you will not create a database. You will not create a fields. You will get confused. Which field, which data types I can choose. You have to remember this. Tiny, small int, integer, big int, numeric, decimal, real, float, double. You have to remember these names and you can enter in the field while creating a numeric data type. And the next data type is alphanumeric. You can enter alphabets as well as numbers in this data type. That is long char. Data type is memo. Store up to the maximum length or number indicated by user. It accepts the UTF-8 character. UTF-8 character is a variable width character encoding used for electronic communication defined by the Unicode standard. The name derived from Unicode transmission format. Universal coded character set. Universal coded character set. Universal coded character set, UTF stand for. Next data type is char. That is a data type is text. Store exactly the length specified by the user. Next data type is varchar. That is data type is text. So in the field if you want to entering the text, then you have to select this data type, char or long char or varchar. That is variable character, stores up to the specified length. Varchar ignores underscore ignore case. Data type is text, stores up to the specified length. These are the alphanumeric character data types. While creating a fields in a table, you have to choose the field data type. That is long varchar, char, varchar, varchar ignore case. You have to remember these data type names. In the examination, it will ask what are the give the examples of alphanumeric data types. You have to write these 4. Next data type is binary data type. Binary data types are used for storing the data in binary format. Binary data types in a database can be used for storing photos, music files, etc. In general, files of any format can be stored using binary data types. The different types of binary data types are long binary. If you want to store images, then in the fields select the long binary, store any array of bytes, image, sounds, etc. If you select the binary as a data type, then it is binary, stores any array of byte. Next data type, var binary, that is variable binary. That is data type is binary, stores any array of bytes. You have to remember these 3 data types. These are binary data types. Binary data types. What are binary data types? You have to remember. Long binary, var binary, that is variable binary. And the next data type is date time. Date time data types are used for describing the date and time values for the field used for the table in a database. Date time data types in a database can be used for storing information such as date of birth, date of admission, date of product sale, etc. Then date time data types. Date stores month, day and year. Format is like this: month, year, date, month, year. Time, it will store the time, stores hours, minute and seconds. Hours, minutes, seconds. Timestamp stores data and time information. You have to remember the date, time, data type. Date, time, timestamp. These are the three data types of date time. Other data types are for other objects. You can select others. Stores serialized Java objects. This is for Java object if you want to store. If you want to store some class or package of Java, then you have to choose the other. Creating the following record. Just now we have created one record of student. The same way, name, roll number, date of birth, class, phone number, email ID, color, location. We have created this database. We have entered the record. We have seen just now. Table data view dialog box. This is a table data view dialog box. This also we have seen practically. Start typing and record in the table with the date provided in the Excel sheet and select file, save current record to save the table. This also we have seen practically we have seen in the design mode of creating database, and we have entered the records. This activity I have already shown to practically. You have seen in my video these three database I have created. Created database for a stationery shop. I have shown in my video. I have created this item, price, color, vendor. I have created this. You can check. I have selected this activity. I have done all these three activities. Create a database for a school library. This also I created in this video. And field names are book title, cost, provider, availability. I have created this also. Create a database for maintaining a song collection. I have created in this video. Create a field such as artist, movie, year release. All these activities I have done practically in this video. And the next is assessment, filling the blanks. A table is a set of data. A table is a set of data elements that is organized using a model of vertical dash and horizontal dash. What is the definition of table? Vertically, what it contains? Vertically, it contains rows. Horizontally, it contains columns, rows and columns. Next question. A dash is a set of data values of a particular type, one of each row of a table. Answer is column. Column is a set of data values of a particular type. A column provides the structure according to which the rows are composed. Next, third one. A dash represents a single data item in a table. Single data item is called what do you call a single data item? Single data item is a record. Single data item is called record or tuple. Record or tuple. Dash are used to identify which type of data we are going to store in the database. Which type of data we are going to store? Data types. Data types are the type of data we are going to store in a database. That is data type. Data types are used to identify which type of data we are going to store in a database. Dash are the ways to create a table. We are seen practically there are two ways we are in our session in our this syllabus. Two ways of creating a table, designing a database. We have seen create a table in design view, and by using second method is by using wizard to create a table. We have seen practically the two methods of creating a table. We have created so many tables. We have created for stationery shop, we have created for school library, we have created for song collection, we have created one more for customer, we have created for one for student. Next question is what are the two ways of creating a table? One is the design view. The other one is by creating wizards. By creating a wizard. There are two ways of creating a table. One more method is also there by creating by SQL by command line also we can create. Next question is field properties can be set in the both dash and dash. Fields properties can be set in both. Use the data type, that is columns or fields or attributes. The field properties can be set both in rows and columns. Next is short answer questions. How many ways tables can be created in base? In the OpenOffice base there are two ways to create a table. One is design view, second one is by creating table using wizards. Next question, why are the data types used in DBMS or RDBMS? Data types are used to identify which type of data, that is value, we are going to store in the database. That's why we are using the data types. The answer is identify the type of data value. Identify the type of data we are going to store in the database. Data types are used to identify type of data we are going to store in the database. Next question is, list data types available in numeric data type. Numeric data types are used for describing the numeric values for the fields used in the table of a database. Numeric types can be used for storing information such as mobile number, roll number, door number, year of admission, true or false statement, statistical values. Example, boolean, yes or no. We have seen tiny integer, small int, integer, big int, numeric, decimal, real, float, double. All these are numeric data types. You have to remember all these data types. Just name of the data types you have to remember. Next, fourth question, list data types available in alphanumeric data types. Alphanumeric data types, lang var data type is memo, char data type is text, varchar data type text, varchar ignore case data type is text. Next question is, define structure of a table. It consists of rows and columns. A table is a set of data elements using a model of vertical columns and horizontal rows. Next question is, differentiate between tuple and attributes of a table. Tuple are rows or record. A row represents a single data item in a table. Each row in a table represents a set of related data, and every row in a table has the same structure, attribute. Next is attribute. Attribute or field or column. Attribute is a set of data values of a particular simple type, one for each row of a table. The column provides the structure according to which the rows are composed. Example, first name, last name or fields in a row. The next question is, name different binary data types. Binary data types are used for storing data in a binary format. Binary data types in a database can be stored for storing photos, music files, images. Files of any format can be stored in binary data types. What are they? Lang var binary for storing images, binary data type also binary, var binary data type also binary. That's all about your in this session, and you have to do practically, then only you can get a clear idea. And the most important thing is here is, if you want to do the practice, you have to install the JRE. While installing JRE may face the problems. If you install also, you may get sometimes error, that is your Java is not installed, your JRE is not installed. You have to do what you have to do. If you install and then you are getting the problem, then you have to uninstall and then you have to reinstall one more JRE. That is, if you install GRE. If it is not working, then you have to uninstall this GRE, and you have to go for another type of version of GRE. Suppose if you have installed version 7, then you have to go for 8. If you have installed 8, then you have to go for 7. Uninstall it and reinstall it one more version of GRE. Then that will work. The link also given in the last previous video. You can go and click and you can install. If it works, fine. If it doesn't work, then you have to reinstall and again you have to install it. Then it will work. And that's all about in this video. We will take a next session on session 3. Perform operations on table. We'll discuss on in the next video. Till then we will take this. We will stop here and we will move on this session 3 in a coming next video. Okay, bye.